I reckon I'll put my chicken coop right here in this patch of dirt, or maybe over there in that patch of dirt, or anywhere around here would be fine, because it could be mine in a couple months. Anyway, so I have put a offer in for this bit of land out in rural of New Zealand, about 30 minutes drive from Hamilton, so it's not too far. I mean, people live in Huntly, Te Awamutu, Cambridge, and they travel to Hamilton to work and things like that, so 30 minutes isn't too far. And I reckon I'll put my cabins over here, so that when we're here, we've got this view over there. That tree that's in the way, chop that down. But yeah, so small bit of land, but pretty big. And I'm paying this off in full, so no mortgage, no bank doesn't need to be involved, and it gives me something to work towards too. Maybe a retirement place here, maybe I farm a few sheep around here, just don't know yet. Yeah, and it'll be a place where we can come here for the weekend, get away from normal life, be off-grid, definitely off-grid. Wouldn't even bother getting power or anything, because kids too much, well, everybody, including us, too much addicted to the screen, so just having a bit of nature time will be fine with me. Yeah, there's a few ideas that I've got for this place, but we're never going to know until we really go unconditional, buy it and start working on it. It is quite a nice view, nice place to put a cabin, go off grid. So we'll see how it goes with the contract. Apparently there's pigs around. Cool. I would love to buy a house close to Hamilton and be settled there, but the fact is that a house in Hamilton starting from 450k, and that will mean that we'll have to go to the bank, get a mortgage, all this kind of thing. If I buy this land, I know it's 30 minutes drive from Hamilton, which is a pain, but from here it's actually close to my work. Really, it's just only 20 minutes drive to work, so it's not too bad. Oh, actually, no, it'll be, yeah, about 25 minutes drive to work, which is normal for most people to go to work. But it means that if we buy it, we can set something off grid. We can set up some small cabins, composting toilet, all that kind of thing. Yeah, it's something to work towards something to work towards to, and same time have the freedom of not being tied down to bills and debt and mortgage and rates and things like that. So looking pretty good so far. It's gonna take a while till we actually know if we're gonna get it. So far the buyers have accepted our offer. I've made the lawyer go solicitor's approval, finish. There is one more condition that we've got to jump over, and after that it should be all go, and we'll get into this, start leveling out where we need to level it out, build what we need to build. It has to be things that we don't require council's permission, like tiny houses, things on wheels, things like that. That's what I'm looking to do. And because I don't have to pay a full mortgage, you know, I can spend some money doing it up here and there. Plus, with my workload, we do get free timber, so I might have some free posts and free rails that I can reuse, recycle. So it will make into steps to go up these hills, because we can just make like footpath to go up. So yeah, it's looking good. We just need to wait and see. I've done everything, all the paperwork's been done. It's just waiting and waiting and waiting. That's how New Zealand things go, lots of waiting. Hello, welcome back to my caravan for sit-down talk. So I've been thinking about this for a while. I always been thinking about it. I look outside, I see the birds, and I'm thinking to myself, these birds, they can make their own home. They can live wherever they want to live. They're free. They're free and wild. And then every other animal in this entire world can live wherever, make their own home. And us as human beings, the smartest thing on this planet, we've got to go and hire someone else to build our house. So yeah, so I've been thinking about it, and I want to go off-grid, and the reason why is just the freedom of it. You know, no bills. I mean, there's still costs involved, of course. Nothing is absolutely going to be free, but it'll lower the costs anyway. So this land that I'm buying is going to be paid off in cash, and the only thing that we will have to pay is the rates, and the rates is minimal. I mean, if we put a permanent structure, permanent house on there, then the rate goes way up. But as long as we keep it to empty block, or you know, something that's got no permanent structure, everything can be removed, the rates will just stay low. So I thought this would be the perfect time, because where I'm working, I get a lot of free timber. I'll be at site, and there might be a fence that came down, and they might request a new fence, and all those fence rails and posts will have to go somewhere, and they normally get dumped in the rubbish bin. And what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is I've just been taking them home and go, oh yeah, this post, it's not rotten, it's okay, it can be for a post for our fence, or it can be a post for our wood shed, it can be a post, or this rail can be a rail that we can put decking timber on top. So I've been saving a lot of money just bringing timber home, and also hardware, because when we're doing work and they request a new one, we can't just put in any old stuff, it has to be brand new. So all the old stuff has to be dumped, and I've been lucky enough to get some timber home. Also, I have been going to construction building shops weekly to get materials, and I can see everything that's on special. Yeah, so it's actually a perfect time for me to do this project, and I call it a project because it's going to take a few months for it to set up. Just like any other building project, you know, you could be looking for 6 months to a year till you are fully set up and be able to live there for a long period of time. Yeah, And also I will have a work truck that I could ask permission to move gravel, soil, timber, building materials. So yeah, it's just a absolute perfect time to do it. And off-grid, I mean, I was thinking about this last week. When I'm at work, I don't use any power because I'm always doing things. No power for 8 hours or maybe 9 hours. No power when I'm sleeping. When I'm sleeping for 8 hours. Okay, so the rest of the time, what do I need to power up? Very minimal, to be quite honest, because yeah, it's not like I want a big entertainment unit with speakers and stereos and TVs and the luxury life, you know. No, I just want a simple life of freedom and flexibility so that we can save money to do other things as well. We will, once half of it is set up, we will go there and live part-time and the weekends, maybe one time during the week we'll be there looking after our stock, our livestock, whatever we have. And the kids will always need to be dropped off at my parents' house because both of us are working and we can't have that time to be dropping them off at school time. So my parent or my brother, their uncle, will be doing that for us. So we're always here, and once we're here we can always use the facility here, such as washing machines, you know, the luxury items. We can use washing machines. We can stock up on our drinking water from here and bringing it over to there. So we can charge up all our batteries. For example, Ryobi, they've got a long, huge variety of tools that is for the house. If you want lamps or if you want other tools that you can use for off-grid lifestyle, you can charge it up here and then take it back and you're good for that. Anything like refrigeration, we can use the freezer here, we can take it, put it in an ice box, we can stock up ice here. I've got an ice box that lasts 5 days when it's like, you know, when it's full of ice. So I don't see any issue with us going off grid, yeah, at this stage, because we're always here dropping off the kids. So for the next few years, if we've got the other place set up, it's totally doable. I was waking up ready to go to work, and I'm not complaining. I like work. I like how I work. When I work, I just go hard out. I just go hard out, get all the jobs done, get as much jobs done, and the boss is pretty happy with that. I think this camera is starting to fog up a little bit. And yeah, I like work sometimes, and then there's other times which are a little bit hard. You wake up in the morning and it's really cold. I normally set my alarm clock to 4:45. I start work at 6:30, finish around 3:30. So yeah, excuse me, I'm gonna, yep. So but there's gonna be a time. There's gonna be a time where I want to walk away from work. It's like, okay, all these digging holes, bending over, starting to give me a sore back. Lifting bags of concrete, heavy posts, heavy timber, starting to hurt my shoulder. There's going to be a time where that's going to happen. And at that time, oh, that's probably what it is, just the sunlight coming in. At that time, I want to be happy to just walk away and say, right, maybe I'll just have a break, you know, just like what I've done in Thailand. And yeah, if the land can provide me with shelter, food, water, everything else, then I can happily walk away, and one of us can be doing part-time work or full-time work. I'm not interested in making the land for income because it gets a little bit tricky with the organization around here. You know, you got to work out taxes, you're going to have food and safety people. It's just going to be too much of a hassle. Just coming to town and working for a couple of days is okay with us. So yeah, for us to supply our own food, and yeah, it's really a simple way of living, I think. Yeah, and being just 30 minutes from Hamilton, it is 17 or 15 minutes from the closest town. Closest town's got like countdown and everything you need. So yeah, I think this will work out good. So far with the lawyers, it seems to be going okay. We're just waiting for one piece of paperwork, and one more piece of paperwork, and yeah, I think it's fogging up. It's fogging up inside the camera. So we're just waiting for one more piece of paperwork, and after that it should be unconditional, and we can start moving in and start creating something. I think the first thing I'm going to build is a unit, a shed, we'll call it whatever you want, that you can use to wash up, brush your teeth, wash your hand, take a shower, go to the toilet. Yeah, because the first thing you need on any job site is a toilet and somewhere to wash up and clean up, so that's quite important. And also we can store some tools and some materials inside that shed, and underneath we can put like firewood. Yeah, so any offcut that's too small to be used can be used for firewood, for heating and boiling up water. Yeah, so I've got this. I brought some timber. This is the base of it. Now it's 2 meters by 2 meters, which means it's a shed, size of a shed. No building permit needed for that, so it doesn't need to be, you know, up to standard. I'm just using non-structure timber, and for 2 meters by 2 meters this should be strong enough. So yeah, it helps when you're working and you're on a job. Let's say I've gone to repair a fence and the fence is broken, so I've got to take these screws out, and the screws can't be used anymore for the job itself because it gets a bit worn out and it gets rusty and stuff, so we just put new ones in. So I just take them home, reuse them, otherwise we'll have to biff it in the bin. So it's quite handy having a job that provides some of the materials that I want for my project, because it does save a huge amount of money. And it's all good, it's not rotten or anything. I just checked for rots or any knots and things like that. Anything that's weak I wouldn't put it in, but if it's still good I'll reuse it, recycle it. Everything's going to get covered, right? So all these timber's going to get covered as long as it's treated nice and strong. Everything's strong, it should be fine. Don't need no building code. Welcome to my construction site. We've got the chicken coop ready to go, ready to be transported. Just did a container there for their water. With the chicken feed, my wife works at a daycare, so we're going to get free leftover food from the daycare to feed the chickens. So that's all sorted, free food. This here, if there's anything small, we're just going to build it here, then transport it over on this little trailer here or on the truck. This is the shower toilet unit, 2 meters by 2 meters. Got the roof truss, couple walls in there. We've got the window for it, some paints, yeah, and then over here starting to work on the base of it. So it's looking good. We're gonna build, there's 5 things we're building. Bedroom pod, a sleeping pod I mean, that's going to be three mini sleeping pod, like tiny cabins, micro cabins for my daughter, my son, and for me and my wife. That's our sleeping area. We're going to build this one here, which you're looking at now. There's the shower, toilet, washing room, yep, and then we're going to do the main cabin. The main cabin will have the view of the trees and countryside. The main cabin will take the most work. Everything else like this, it's not too bad. I mean, they do take a bit of work, but it's all manageable. But the main cabin, which will be 3 meters by 7 meters, that's gonna be a couple months in the making. Most of the materials I'm getting for free or for cheaply. For example, this part of the roof here. I was at the building supply and they were dumping this, and I asked nicely if I could have it. This is to cover that bathroom area. I just been to, on the Facebook market, I've got some tin ironing roof. It's just stored underneath a caravan, so it's out of people's walkway. 6 sheets, no holes in them, pretty new. $50, that will cover the washing room as well, and then a couple extras for some chicken coops or for a stock shed. So everything that I'm doing is affordable. I don't need to go out and spend a lot of money on it. They're just things that I'm collecting. Funny enough, when I was going to one of my work sites, I was on State Highway 1, and they were on the side of the road. It must have fell off a truck. There was some installation, some wall installation or floor installation, and I was driving along and thinking, you know what, I could have just grabbed that and used it for my cabin here. So yeah, pretty busy. I am pretty busy. Of course, I have to put my tools down and have a break, and I do have a couple hunting trips planned later on. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. Thanks for watching.